Coming up on Profiles in Caring, presented by Equitable Life and Casualty, Kaziah Hancock and her group of gifted artists bring comfort to families of fallen soldiers by giving them a beautiful oil painting. You'll see the power of these paintings on Profiles in Caring, up next.
The following Profiles in Caring is brought to you by generous funding from Equitable Life and Casualty, committed to being the premier life and health insurer for the ultimate generation, today's senior American.
Welcome to our show. I think most of us feel very helpless when it comes to the war, especially when we hear about the lives lost as soldiers continue to die in Iraq. But one woman decided to use her God-given talents to paint to offer some comfort to the families of those fallen heroes. She formed an organization called Project Compassion, and the paintings provide just that. Our Doug Jardine sat down with Kaziah and has the heart-touching story.
Manti, Utah. Rolling hills, sprouting homesteads, monument to the westward movement of pioneers. A trip down Main Street ends at the city's proud display of support for military men and women serving a world away in Iraq. Continue outside town a couple of miles, bend to the left, and then up a dirt road to this log cabin. Walk past the dozens of goats cared for here, and then take your gaze to the second floor, for there, in an upstairs bedroom turned art gallery,
I've forgotten somehow that I cared so before.
day after day and night after night, you will find Kaziah Hancock.
Okay, you little sweetie, I want to paint you. I would have loved to had not had to paint you, but seeing as how you are gone and I can't bring you back, I'm going to try to bring you back on canvas. Because you know what? When you see me dancing and rocking and rolling and singing and all this jive, it happens every day when nobody's around. It's just the way it is. See how much funner that is already than that? See what I mean? Well, yes.
Kaziah sat on the floor in tears as she listened to reports detailing the deaths of the first soldiers from her home state of Utah killed in Iraq. News station KTVX in Salt Lake City had the story.
Marine Staff Sergeant James Colley leaves behind a wife and 2 little children.
As you grow up, come spend time with Uncle Mike, and I will tell you stories of your papa when he was a little boy and how he grew up to be a great man and a leader. Papa will be with you always.
People in a variety of uniforms saluted James Colley today for the last time. He himself wore 2 uniforms. He was both a Marine and a Salt Lake City police detective. He spent his life protecting people, protecting country.
Thank you for protecting and defending us.
God bless you, Jim. Semper Fi.
God be with you till we meet again.
Kaziah's emotions were very high.
I want to serve the few that have given everything for the many.
And for Kaziah, she did what a caring, loving mother and artist would do.
I am not judgmental. I don't give a rat's rear what they were. I just want to tell it like it is. I just want to nail that personality and preserve that beautiful image on canvas to be preserved. That's who they were forever.
With brush to oil and then to canvas, she began to paint. First, Army Chief Warrant Officer John Darren Smith, then Marine Staff Sergeant James W. Colley, then others and others and others. She couldn't stop because the war continued and precious soldiers continued to die. With the help of a longtime friend, Kaziah formed the nonprofit organization Project Compassion, with the explicit goal of painting portraits of fallen soldiers and sending those portraits to, no doubt, still grieving soldiers' families.
Now what I'm going to paint is this guy's been out there walking through hell, the dust, the grit, the whatever, and then he's coming in celebrating his beer.
She paints with 5 other artists in hopes that the soul captured in oil.
Oh yeah, well listen, the eyes, they're the road map. I gotta look into the soul. And I can do it. And we will.
Will somehow ease the suffering of a mother, father, and family so many miles away from Manti, Utah.
All I want to do is use these hands and this heart, my mind, and all my talents to say to a dear mother that is mourning that there's another woman in this world that understands just a tiny glimpse of what she's going through.
And so on this day, the palette of oil comes out again as she confidently details in oil what she believes to be the soul of Corporal Stephen Shannon of Guttenberg, Iowa. TV station KCRG was there when Shannon left for Iraq. The station was also there at his funeral.
He seemed to be a fisher of men and women, and a lot of good has come out of his death, which is what we hoped, in the sense that people have really showed their kindness, their genuineness, their patriotism, and their love, and he just seems to have drawn this community together.
And now Stephen is the latest fallen soldier to arrive via an enlarged photograph in Kaziah Hancock's upstairs bedroom turned den turned art studio. Kaziah will work on this painting non-stop until it is finished. About 10 minutes to 6 in the evening. The music's a little bit louder, which means Kaziah's rocking and rolling even more. But this day will not end until this painting is completed. Painting is in Kaziah's blood. She knew it when she was very young, and her mother knew it as well.
When I lost my mom, I found a little, it was only this big, a little photo of her that I was able to enlarge and do that oil painting right here of Mama. Just talking to this image of this saint, who, by the way, worked all day long for the $10, scrubbing people's walls at $1 an hour that she gave me for my first $10 worth of oil paints.
Mom still watches over everything done in this log cabin studio, and for the most part, Kaziah believes, gives her approval for each painting completed. When Profiles in Caring continues, Kaziah the artist and Kaziah the goat woman, the unbreakable tie that binds.